Good evening, glad that you are watching your channel of choice on TV 47 News Tonight. Government suspends flights into and from India effective this Saturday to contain COVID-19.
The announcement, and that is therefore take effect on midnight on Saturday.
Shut up, honorable body.
Emotions run high in both houses of parliament as MPs debate the BBI bill.
Mr. Speaker, democracy is a matter of debate.
Also tonight, songs and dances in Gotv village in Meru County as family, friends and neighbors of Chief Justice nominee Martha Koome celebrate her nomination.
Chief Justice, nini Chief Justice Martha? Almost collapsed. Nilifurahia.
Mini Mbesa is our sign language interpreter. Good evening, I'm Abubakar Abdullahi. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has submitted Chief Justice nominee Martha Koome's name to the National Assembly for vetting. Koome was nominated by the Judicial Service Commission unanimously after beating other 9 competitors. In a rural home, however, in Gotv village, there were songs and dances as her family, friends, neighbors and villagers celebrated her win. Josh Onsare begins our broadcast tonight.
Following her nomination as Kenya's next Chief Justice, Lady Justice Martha Koome, President Uhuru Kenyatta has submitted her name to the National Assembly for vetting.
Received a message from His Excellency the President conveying the nomination of the Honorable Lady Justice Martha Karambu Koome for appointment as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and President of the Supreme Court.
Koome says as she is prepared for her next assignment, if approved, conveying her gratitude to all who encouraged and prayed for her. Several women groups have congratulated her for her nomination.
Kwa sababu yeye ameweza kufika mahali pale, sisi tutapata justice. Tunajua kwamba within a lifespan of 1 year, zile cases ya GBV ambazo ziko kotini sitaweza kupunguzwa.
In her rural home in Gotv village, Imenti North, Meru County, family members, neighbors and leaders were reading the news in the dailies after her nomination to head the judiciary. Martha Koome's brother Mwenda Gutere says their father identified Martha as a leader at a young age.
So alindetect hiyo leadership ya hiyo mtoto, hiyo msichana ikiwa miaka kidogo sana. Mpaka akaacha kumuita Karambu akamuita Kanaitore. Kanaitore ni Kimeru means and great human. Hata saa nyingine anakataa kukula chakula ikipigwa na mwingine anasema mpaka apigwe na Kanaitore.
I am very happy because he has been selected as a CJ. She will change the judiciary. Oh, I know her. She doesn't like corruption and she doesn't like corrupt people.
Neighbors and leaders from Meru County who witnessed Martha Koome growing up could not hide their joy, terming her as hardworking and focused.
Huyo kukimbia kwa nikamfuata ikifika kwa gate yangu akaniambia, Chief Justice, nini Chief Justice Martha? Almost collapsed. Nilifurahia karibu roho iwache kupiga. Nikaenda huko, nikakuta another neighbors come, tukascream, tukashukuru Mungu, tukasema Mungu ni mwema.
Today we are coming here to celebrate that historical moment. And I want to tell Kenyans confidently that Meru, as a Meru community, we are joining to support our daughters and sons.
The Judicial Service Commission on Tuesday finalized the process of evaluation of 10 candidates who had been shortlisted for the position of Chief Justice following the retirement of David Maraga in January this year. After conducting interviews for 2 weeks, JSC settled on Lady Justice Martha Koome, who, if approved, becomes the first female Chief Justice in the country.
After lengthy deliberations and careful consideration of the performance of the various candidates, the JSC has unanimously recommended the appointment of Honorable Lady Justice Koome Martha Karabu, Judge of the Court of Appeal, as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, and has submitted her name to His Excellency the President for appointment.
On Wednesday last week, Koome appeared before the JSC. One of the things that stood out during her interview was her sentiments towards marriage and properties.
If I got married today, I have my property. My spouse will not be entitled to my property. The property I had before marriage, that's my property. And vice versa.
Joash Onsare, TV 47.
And too often, home is where the heart is. Elsewhere, Kenya has suspended all passenger flights into the country from India for a period of 14 days, subject to review. This is according to Health CS Mutahi Kagwe, who says the new directive will take effect after 72 hours. This follows the COVID-19 crisis in India. Our health reporter Zainab Mohammed has more.
Following a surge in COVID-19 cases in India, Kenya has suspended all passenger flights into and out of the country for a period of 14 days. According to Health CS Mutahi Kagwe, the new directive will take effect after 72 hours, leaving a short window for those who needed to travel in and out of the country.
This announcement, and that is therefore take effect on midnight on Saturday. This would allow those who are traveling tomorrow from India, those patients who are coming to arrive in the country.
The ministry further says all those who enter into the country during the 72-hour window will be subjected to a rapid antigen testing upon arrival and a further 14-day mandatory quarantine at their own cost. Cargo flights shall, however, not be affected.
All passengers arriving from India within those 72 hours shall be subjected to rapid antigen testing upon arrival at our ports of entry and shall be required to strictly observe a 14-day quarantine period that will be closely monitored by our health officials.
India has been recording a new record high worldwide over the past couple of days as its death toll now surpasses over 200,000, making it the fourth country to reach that high. Meanwhile, Kenya has today recorded a total of 834 new COVID-19 cases, 579 recoveries, and 23 new deaths. Zainab Mohammed, TV47.
Thank you, Zainab Mohammed, for that report. To a sad story now, and police are yet to arrest a man from Garutuko village, Baringo County, who threw his 5-month-old baby in raging fire, claiming that the baby was born out of wedlock. This according to the mother. The husband arrived home drunk, causing drama before committing the heinous act. Andrin Kilemi has more.
At the Baringo County Hospital, Anna Kibiego and her 5-month-old baby are nursing injuries. This is after the innocent baby was thrown on raging fire by his father, who claimed the baby was born out of wedlock.
Huyu mtoto anakujanga kuja kuangalia huyu mtoto. Akipendua hivi, kuangalia hivi. Masikio si ya kwetu. Huyu mtoto sio wangu, ni ya mtu. Kumwauliza mtu yupi sasa? Uniambie, kaniambia hata kwa kwetu hakuna mtu mwenye ataishi kama si ya kwetu. Huyu mtoto wewe bwana atakufa.
According to Anne, a husband, a head teacher at Katakon Primary School, arrived home extremely inebriated and began quarreling before committing the unspeakable act.
Alikuwa anataka uwe mtoto nia yake kabisa. Juu alikuwa amesha inua mguu juu akitaka kumkanyanga wapi? Tumbo. Nikamwambia tafadhali, nikamwomba. Kama ni chakula unataka wacha nitoe sahani nikupe mboga. Wachana na mtu wangu. Hivyo kama unitaki, heri unipe msiko yangu yote nirudi kwetu na mtoto wangu mdogo. Hasa nikakimbia kufika nyumba, ndio hiyo sasa nikakuta mtoto ameweka uso kwa moto.
Confirming the incident, Baringo Children's Officer Irene Chepkwony said the incident had been reported to the police, who are now looking for the man who has been at large since Sunday.
Department of Children's Services, we call upon now the security personnel in charge of that area of jurisdiction to take tough measures by arresting the perpetrator and be brought to book.
The baby is currently receiving treatment at Baringo Referral Hospital with calls for well-wishers to help in specialized treatments. Andrin Akilemi, TV 47.
Elsewhere, the county government of Mombasa has announced measures to cushion business people in the tourism and hospitality industry in the country. Petronila Goren reports from Mombasa.
The county government of Mombasa instituted physical measures to cushion the tourism industry and other businesses in the light of adverse effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Mombasa Governor Hassan Ali Joe said some of the levies had been suspended while others waived to give room for businesses to meet the fees.
We've told the hoteliers or the hospitality industry from now henceforth kitu naitwa bed levy shall be suspended to a point where normalcy resumes, then we can relook at it. We have decided some of the fees to be waived by 50%, more particularly that depend more on biashara za kiutalii. We also have decided to issue an extension ya SBPs to the very last 10 days of our fiscal year. And we have also said those that cannot come and pay fully, waje walipe kidogo kidogo, with a plan that will be regulated through the finance department.
The hoteliers have welcomed the move, terming it as a slight boost to the tourism industry.
He has waived it until further notice, which is a big help to the hotels. You see, they are charged the bed levy from 2018. Okay, and you had to pay all that money from 2018 to date. That has been waived until further notice, which is a big help. So at least you don't have bills from before. His Excellency, the Governor has waived 50% of the liquor license for 2020 and maintained the rates for 2019. So it's been a double giveaway, which is very good for the liquor sellers.
However, some hoteliers urged the county government to waive more levies.
Which is a very good move from His Excellency, the Governor Joe. What he's trying to do, at least he's trying to assist where he can. But to my opinion, is that you also need to look at something like the signage and the signboards that we use to advertise these hotels. We don't have clients. The signboards are per se not assisting that much as we had wanted. So I'd actually ask the governor if he could actually look at the signage and the signboards. He can also waive that, and when the business is back to normal, at least we can start paying.
According to small business owners, the directive was a huge reprieve as majority of them are yet to recover from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
This is a very good move because right now, as small business owners, we are struggling to pay the bills, and I think this is going to give us like the duration to be able to raise this money, and we're also happy that he has reduced by a certain percentage. Yeah, so for me it's a very good move, and I thank the governor for doing that, for considering small businesses.
Despite Mombasa County extending and suspending some of the trade levies and business permits, the hoteliers are reprieved, though they feel more can be done to help the industry stay afloat. Petronila Goren, TV47, Mombasa County.
Elsewhere, Stephen Wangondu, a Nyeri tycoon accused of murdering his son alongside 4 other suspects, have been released on a 1 million shillings bond each and a surety of the same amount. Nyeri Magistrate Florence Muchemi said that the prosecution did not convince the court as to why the 5 should be denied bail.
After a month of waiting on their bail application, Stephen Wangondu Kenini, the 75-year-old Nyeri businessman accused of murdering his last-born son alongside 4 other suspects, have been released on a conditional bail by a Nyeri court. In her ruling, Justice Florence Muchemi argued that the prosecution failed to provide compelling reasons as to why the accused persons were a flight risk and threat to the prosecution of the case if released on bail.
That they be released on board of 1 million with one suitable surety of a like amount, that the accused do deposit their passports, if any, in court, pending the disposal of this case.
However, the 5 will continue being held in their respective remand centers after the prosecution appealed the decision, arguing that some of the evidence was not considered.
On the issue of leave to appeal, the court is aware that the law requires that such leave be granted to appeal against a ruling of this nature. And therefore, the prosecution is granted that leave to appeal.
Wangondu, however, failed to appear in court and was represented by his lawyer, who told the court that his client is undergoing treatment at Nyeri County Referral Hospital, where he is currently admitted. The court ruled that the accused persons who are facing murder charges must surrender their passports, if any, to the court and shall not be required to leave the jurisdiction of the court without its prior knowledge until the case is heard and determined. The court further ruled that the case will be mentioned after every 30 days before the court deputy registrar until the case is heard and determined. They were also warned of intimidating or talking to witnesses, lest their bond terms be cancelled. The 5 are accused of murdering Daniel Mwangi, Wangondu's last-born son, in Moyogo village, Muega, in Nyeri County, on January 1st this year. Mwangi Maina, TV47.
Thank you, Mwangi Maina, for that report. You are watching TV47 News Tonight with me, Abubakar Abdullahi. Keep talking to us. Time for us to take a short break. Stay tuned. We still have a lot lined up for you. Coming up, are they above the law? Tonight we take a look at reckless border operators in the eyes of law enforcing officers.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongeze zaidi, utume SMS zaidi.
As the country gears up for possible BBI referendum and 2022 general elections.
As the salvos enter too familiar territory,
William Ruto will serve his 5 years term as the deputy president.
Pundits Night is here to give you powerful, thought-provoking political commentaries.
The mountain can produce a country.
Give Moses Kuria a chance to respond. Let me ask you this. Are you not taking advantage of first my situation?
You talk about the people with the ultimate power.
Kikuyus will vote for somebody from outside their community to be the next president of this country.
We talk to the newsmakers, the opinion shapers, and the pundits.
Fair enough. I believe
that part so that as we dissect everything you need to know to make an informed decision.
Oh, hi. It's not what you're thinking. It's a cup of coffee. Coffee, movie. Together, coffee with movie. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. on TV47, where we bring you interesting, enticing people. Well, we've concentrated on musicians.
Yeah.
Producers.
So now I manage, because telemanagement and events management, I think, was my passion.
Right about now, we want to go beyond to the counties and to other countries. Out here, let the sun stand still like Joshua time for 3 hours, but this time for only 1 hour. We bring you coffee with movie, interesting, enticing guests. Out here, tunaanza tuna Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, twende Uganda, Magufuli Land, TZ, you never know. It is Coffee with Movie. Jua unaweza enda sasa.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongee zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali. Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Nitajua nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444 utunukiwe Credo Double.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku.
Welcome to Nairobi Christian Center Bahati. We are an Assemblies of God Church under Reverend Fred Gitahi as a senior pastor. We are located at Bahati, Makadara area in Nairobi. We run a virtual church service with online services every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. as well as the children's services from 10 a.m., teens and youth services every Saturday at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. respectively. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Nairobi Christian Center Bahati and on YouTube Nairobi Christian Center. Be blessed.
Candace, what's that?
I brought you a small bonus.
Bonus for what?
You got us 299 family dinners, 64 kisses on the cheek, 12 road trips to see grandma, 42 jokes from daddy, 49 laughs from mommy.
In over 60 years of dealing with numbers, we've learned that the numbers that matter the most to you are the ones that matter the most to us. NCBA Bank. Go for it.
At NCBA, we can tailor-make your SME business solution to suit your business. It's what we have done for over 50,000 businesses so far.
50,000? Mommy, that is 50,000 families with 50,000 meals every day and 50,000 dreams coming to life.
We know that it's not about the business, but about
Now, in recent years, most accidents on Kenyan roads have been associated with motorcycle riders, popularly known as border riders. Lately, the trend has gone from bad to worse, with recent reports showing that since the start of the year, only pedestrian fatalities have been higher than that of border. But who is to blame, and why do the fatalities involving border riders continue to soar? Our reporter David Mudhoke has more.
On a normal day at this roundabout along Nairobi's Kenyatta Avenue, swarms of motorcycle riders make up a huge chunk of the traffic. But something is evidently amiss among most of the riders, popularly known as border riders. While some seem in a race against time, oblivious of the traffic rules pertaining roundabouts, others have no regard at all to the wearing of helmets, reflectors among other safety gear, or the dangers involved in overloading. On the other side of this roundabout, it is a similar script of throwing caution to the wind, only with different characters. This pavement that separates this dual carriageway is now a term for border riders, and so is the wrong side of the road. Bearing the heavier brand are the pillion passengers, who are having to put up with the recklessness and whose odds of reaching their destination unscathed are rising at every tick of the clock. All this happening under the not so watchful eyes of the men in blue, who seem to look the other way every time a rule-breaking motorcycle rolls by. In this instance, the bandwagon effect seems to have had a toll on this traffic police officer on a motorcycle.
Well, such are the scenes you won't fail to notice on our Kenyan roads any day, any time. A border rider here without their helmet nor their reflector on, and if they have, chances are their pillion passengers do not. To others, using the wrong side of the road has become the norm, breaking the very traffic rules they were trained to follow, if at all they were trained.
Such recklessness has seemingly led to the relentless rise in the number of fatalities involving boda riders over the years. Between January and February this year, 255 boda fatalities were recorded, among them 197 motorcyclists and 58 pillion passengers, while 230 deaths among pedestrians were recorded. This comes in the backdrop of another report for the period between January 2020 and December 2020, where 1,575 motorcyclists lost their lives on the road compared to 1,383 pedestrians.
Mtu anachukua pikipiki siku mbili ameingia na kwa barabara. Asingatii sheria barabara. Kitu cha kwanza unafaa uende shule, uchukue license, uchukue insurance, ukue na kwa barabara. Ufundishwe venye unaweza ingia kwa runabout.
Napata mzee amekuja hapa haraka nikimbize Kenyatta. Ukimwambia shika niko sawa twende. Sasa huyo mzee utamfanya aje na uko na haja na pesa.
So bad has the situation on the roads been that in the past 2 days, top boda officials countrywide have been on a charm offensive, conducting blood donation exercises among riders.
Kuna zile challenges ambazo wanabodaboda wetu wanapata wanapoumia katika barabarani, akifika kwa hospitalini inakuwa hakuna damu ya kumsaidia.
On the roads, however, every moment remains a matter between life and death for the riders as they remain nonchalant to the toll that road recklessness has had on their counterparts. David Mudhoka, TV47.
Well, still on the roads, and between 3,000 and 13,000 Kenyans lose their lives through road accidents and crashes every year, majority of them being vulnerable pedestrians. Daniel Masiza tells us why Kenya still has a long way in curbing such incidents.
If roads could talk, then the busy Moi Avenue and River Road Junction near Hoja Bus Station, Jogoo Road and Thika Road would narrate rich tales of recklessness by pedestrians and the government at large. At this busy Moi Avenue and River Road Junction, despite the human traffic, there is neither a footbridge nor a superbly marked zebra crossing. Pedestrians are forced to scramble for space on the road with fast-moving vehicles endangering their lives. Here, the strategy of crossing is wait, look left or right, gauge the speed of the oncoming vehicles, then try your luck, which sometimes doesn't go well.
So with zebra crossing, at least this matatu will allow people to pass easily without creating conflict, where people are crossing and matatus also want to have their way. So there is bit of conflict and that can easily cause accident.
Nimeona wase wengi wase wawili wakiuliwa instant. Sasa gari kigonga hoka. Sasa nalidedivo on the spot. Alikufa.
This is Jogoo Road. To many pedestrians, spending at least 2 minutes to walk up the footbridge is such a waste of time. And competing for space with vehicles and motorcycles on the busy road is a better option, notwithstanding the risk it poses.
Wengi wanapenda kupitia chini, lakini mimi nikiangalia kwa yangu nitaona ni vile gava sahi vitu ni digital sana. So hata bridge zile zinajengwa sahi si kazi za kitambo. Hii hata unaweza pata ni wakati ya mkoroni. So na tena hata ukienda ukipitia iko na mashimo mingi sana. Wengi wamekufia hapa sana.
However, there are those who try their best to use the footbridges, but as we found out, it is not such a good experience. Some footbridges are simply dump sites.
Napenda kupita hapa kwa flyover because of my own security, kwa sababu unaweza gongwa na gari hapa chini na ni vibaya sana while kuna bridge hapa juu. So I advise watu watumie hii flyover for their own security. Hii footbridge ni chafu sana. Waandike watu wa city council wafagie hapa, at least watu wakuwe na environment safi.
At the end of it all, it remains to be seen who will take the first responsibility. Is it the government or the pedestrians? Daniel Masiza, TV47.
Thank you, Daniel, for that report. And still with boda operators, and in Trans Nzoia County, they have formulated regulations to streamline the sector following an increase in the number of accidents by boda operators. Our reporter Boniface Barasa has the details.
The bodaboda sector is one of the key sectors that contributes immensely to the economy of this country by creating employment for thousands of youths. However, it has been the major cause of accidents. Penel Mogonji is a victim of road accident caused by bodaboda reckless riding.
Mimi nilikuwa mwendesha bodaboda na katika hali ya kuendesha bodaboda hiyo nikapata accident mwaka wa 2018 na ajali hiyo nilipopata ilinifanya nikakuwa na spinal injury. Ikafanya kwamba miguu yangu sasa haiwezi kusimama, haiwezi kutembea. Kusema ukweli ni kwamba overspeed ndiko kuliko sababisha ajali hiyo.
Mogonji, who now depends on this wheelchair, narrates the ordeal he goes through to provide for his dependents since he is unable to walk or do his bodaboda business.
Hali ya kujikimu kimaisha inakuwa ni ngumu. Maana sasa kazi ile nilikuwa nategemea bodaboda na ndio nilikuwa ninajua inaweza kunilisha. Maana sijapata kisomo. Sasa siwezi kujikimu kimaisha.
Baada ya kuweza kufanya research ya kutosha na tukaweza kupata ya kwamba kila siku inapatikana zaidi ya bodaboda 20 wanapata ajali, na tumeweza kuangalia kwamba jamii inaenda kupotea.
Recklessness has been termed as one of the main causes of the rising cases of accidents involving the bodaboda riders.
Ukiona mwenzangu analalamika hivyo ama analia hizo ni kwa sababu ya overspeed. Pia drugs inatusumbua, hiyo ndio inaleta hiyo changamoto mingi za accident. Ulevi pia inachangia sana.
Kupitia kwa barabara ajali zimetokea nyingi kwa sababu ya ujinga, yani careless driving.
The operators in partnership with the traffic department have formulated regulations that will lock out non-compliant riders.
Sisi kama viongozi wa boda tutahakikisha ya kwamba kama kuna mtu amenunua pikipiki na kampa mtoto underage, tutashika hiyo pikipiki na tutahakikisha amefikishwa kotini. Kwa hiyo mzazi una hatari.
Tutaondoa vijana ambao hawana uzoefu wa barabara kupitia kwa sheria za trafiki. Sisi tutasifuata na yeyote mwenye atafuata sheria ikabiliane na yeye.
The move is expected to streamline the sector by restoring sanity. Boniface Barasa, TV47, Trans Nzoia County.
Thank you, Boniface Barasa, for that report from the country's food basket county of Trans Nzoia. Time for us to take another short break. Stay tuned.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
UIP Real Estate is here to end your search for land because we have the ideal land just for you. Land that's close to the most anticipated Silicon Valley in Africa, Konza City. A prime location that is convenient to the modern lifestyle and has ticked off all the boxes of basic amenities. Worried about the distance? Our prime land is only a property that is within the Konza locality of Mombasa Road, 1.2 kilometers from Konza Isinya bypass and also 500 meters from the proposed Nairobi-Mombasa Expressway. With the under construction of JKIA Westland Superhighway, this will shorten the distance by 1 hour fastway in, out and away from all the hustle and bustle of Nairobi City, or should we call it Kanairo? What are you waiting for? Whether you are looking to buy and build or invest, book prime land with us now and be sure of high returns on your investment. Call us on 0708 423244 or email us at info@uip.co.ke or visit our website www.uip.co.ke. UIP Real Estate, the home of affordable land. At Trisent School of Medical Health, Science and Technology, we offer highly competitive courses tailor-made to suit your needs. These include certificate and diploma in theatre technology, medical engineering, nutrition and dietetics, radiography and sonography, science lab, health records, environmental health science, counseling psychology, applied biology, social work and community development, information and communication technology, among others. Register now at our Nairobi campus in Nairobi West around Nyayo National Stadium on 0700-129536. Our Juja campus next to Jomo Kenyatta University on 0700-000760. And our Kisumu campus opposite Swan Center, Oginga Odinga Street on 0703-201229. Trisent School of Medical Health, Science and Technology, where careers come to life.
Now, winning doesn't always mean being fast, but here on the Lotto, we put you and your hustle first. It's the Lotto Labor Day jackpot.
Haya kwanza leo hadi the 2nd of May, we'll be giving out 100 million Kenya shillings in cash prizes. Alafu the 1st of May, yani Labor Day, mmoja wenu atatoka hapa na brand new Toyota Hiace.
Yeah, plus 500,000 Kenya shillings, and it comes with a 1-year comprehensive cover. Boost hustle yako na Lotto.
Haya basi, anza hustle yako, dream hustle yako na Lotto.
Changamka, cheza Lotto.
As a lady, you have probably dated different men from time to time. And if you're anything like me, you have probably categorized these men into different groups. You have your wuss.
I bent over and I asked for a little help.
You have your boy toys.
Can we have people satisfy us?
You have your sponsors.
Will you marry me, please?
Ooh. But see, these are just mere traits. They're not specific. But see, at the end of the day, you do not realize what you're looking for is an alpha male. Welcome to the men's conference. My name is Archie, the only female allowed at the conference. This is where men become alpha males.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back. Now, people living with HIV/AIDS virus in Butere, Kakamega County have complained of stigma and mistreatment from health officers at the Butere County Hospital as they seek medical care. This even as the government says hurdles that were affecting the supply of ARVs have been resolved.
The trend of stigma and mistreatment of people living with HIV/AIDS continues to place them at an awkward situation, even as the ARV supply shortage due to the standoff on a consignment of the drugs poses more health threat to them. The latest case was reported at the Butere Hospital in Kakamega County. Affected people have said that they have been barred from accessing the ARVs that are available and are facing mistreatment and abuses from the health officers at the hospital.
Dawa yangu nachukua Butere, lakini ninapoenda hapo ushauri wa hawa madaktari wenye wako kwa sasa si mzuri kwangu. Hata sijui nikienda hapo nagombanishwa kama mtoto. Naambiwa simezi dawa vizuri, kama simezi vizuri. Sasa mimi mwenyewe ninashangaa. Kutoka hiyo mwenyewe nilikuwa nimekubali niko na HIV. Sasa nifike mahali nianze kucheza na dawa.
Some of the affected people have developed cold feet to go to the Butere County Hospital for fear of being mistreated. Verbal assault from the health officers have subjected victims to self-hate, leading some committing suicide.
Na hata ninavyoona tutakuwa na deaths, suicidal cases zitakuwa mingi kwa sababu ya reception yenye iko Butere kwa hospitali.
Meanwhile, the government has said that there are are enough ARVs in Kenya, despite early reports that public hospitals were facing shortage, leading to protests from people living with HIV/AIDS. Health CS Mutahi Kagwe says that issues of taxation for the supply of ARVs by USAID have been resolved.
I did explain to Parliament last week that we have ARVs in the country and we are rolling them out, as was witnessed by yourselves. But we also have the ARVs that are the port that were donated by the United States Aid Agency, and we have discussed with them the way out, because originally, as you may remember, we had an issue of taxation because of the introduction of a private sector by the US Aid Administration that we were not aware of.
The government has further explained that the change of the kind of ARVs to be used has caused the delay in supply of the ARVs to the hospitals. Lekishon Laban, TV47.
Let's get to some politics now, and Parliament has started debating the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020. A heated debate was witnessed in both the special sittings for the better part of the day. This even as a section of members of Parliament decried of intimidation by some powerful government officials after Meru Senator Mithika Linturi was arrested. Our Parliamentary Affairs reporter Elizabeth Mutuku now reports.
Minutes after senators convened Wednesday afternoon for a special sitting to debate the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020, a heated debate ensued amid reports of Meru Senator Mithika Linturi had just been arrested. According to a section of senators, Linturi's absence was a political gimmick in an attempt to bring order to the House. Senate Speaker Kenneth Lusaka was forced to adjourn the sitting for...
So, Mr. Speaker, you are the leader of this House, and we are urging you, Mr. Speaker, to take this matter seriously. And for me, as a person, I'm declaring that if that is not explained, then I will boycott. I will not participate in the sessions that we are going to have this afternoon.
It's wrong. And it doesn't matter what he believes in, because this chamber is supposed to be a chamber of debate. Yes. This is not a choir where we are supposed to agree or sing the same song.
The arrest has nothing to do with the proceedings before the House. Yes. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this because I've been a victim. I've been a victim, and if these rules were not complied with, many members would have been arrested from even the belly of the chamber. If we let it continue, one of these days, policemen are going to come into the chamber, not just to arrest Linturi, to arrest the Speaker.
The same issue raising a heated debate in the National Assembly, with members allied to Deputy President William Ruto saying they won't be intimidated to change their stand on the BBI report.
It is a parliamentary initiative. That is when the 90 days publication period applies. It does not apply to a popular initiative.
Yeah, Your Honorable Speaker, that is why I was seeking your guidance, because I know you are very intelligent, you are well informed, you are a mobile encyclopedia when it comes to the Constitution. Well, shut up, Honorable Body.
That purports, Mr. Speaker, to even expand, Mr. Speaker, democracy and the voices of all, when members of this Parliament are intimidated on how to debate this report, Mr. Speaker.
Very well, Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, I seek your indulgence that we suspend this sitting, Mr. Speaker, until we know the welfare of one of us.
The House leadership urging members to consider the bill as it will be beneficial to the country. Section of members of Parliament are pushing for amendments in the bill. Despite of the differences in the bicameral Parliament over the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020, members debated the bill soberly.
On the issue of popular initiative, I would seek your guidance that if during public participation, people give different views, say during the period that they've gone around, the promoters have gone around seeking views, and we have 100 different views in regard to this, Mr. Speaker, Do we then take all their views?
Honorable Speaker, I want you to guide on the following. A, what is the value of public participation that was conducted by the joint committees of Parliament? 2, should the submission of the public be thrown in a file cabinet and be put away to gather dust, or should they have any meaningful use or purpose?
Mr. Speaker, I know you are a man of wisdom. I know you are a good lawyer, and you will give a very good, Mr. Speaker. I don't want my bill to be mutilated in this house, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I belabored, Mr. Speaker, as a promoter, to collect 4 million signatures. None of these members, Mr. Speaker, can collect 4 million signatures, Mr. Speaker. I went around the country, Mr. Speaker, to get 4 million signatures, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
The BBI roadmap seems on course but under strained timelines. Already, some of the clauses having impact on the 2022 polls. For some, it's a do or die for the bill to sail through or not. Elizabeth Mutuku, TV 47 Nairobi.
Moving on, the selection panel for the recruitment of IEBC commissioners has been officially sworn in. The panel says it will be done with the recruitment exercise by June this year.
The 7 members of the selection panel for the recruitment of the IEBC commissioners will have been officially sworn in to undertake the mandate.
I, Gideon Solonka, having been appointed member of the selection panel for nominees for appointment as members of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, do swear that I will at all times obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution of Kenya and all other laws of the Republic, that I will faithfully and fully, impartially, and to the best of my ability, discharge the trust and perform the functions and exercise the powers devolving upon me.
The panel appointed by President Kenyatta has already rolled out its schedule to fill the 4 IEBC vacant positions. By Saturday this week, the positions will be advertised on the Public Commission's website and 2 other local dairies. 14 days later, the panel will receive the applications from the date of advertisement. Thereafter, it will shortlist candidates and publish the names all on before the 24th of May. The panel will then receive public views on the shortlisted candidates for a period of 7 days before conducting the interviews between the 31st of May and 4th of June, depending on the number of the applications received.
In the appointment of commissioners to the IEBC to play their respective roles expeditiously. The selection panel recognizes and appreciates the trust that has been bestowed on it and wishes to assure the people of Kenya that it will perform its functions with strict adherence to the Constitution and the law and shall remain faithful to the oath of office that it took today. The panel also undertakes that it will keep the public duly informed of the progress of this important assignment through press statements.
Remember that while you can cheat everybody, there are 2 people you will not be able to cheat. And the first one is actually yourself. So if you go there and pick people on grounds other than their competence, we shall be watching. The other person you cannot cheat is God. And so, if you are not accountable to yourself on the last day, you will account to your Maker. And so, as I wish you well and congratulate you, I must remind you that the task you're just about to embark on is not a small task. And if the people you bring to us cause us problems in August next year, we shall go back to the beginning.
The qualified candidates will then be forwarded to the president for appointment.
That story was voiced by Willie Dennis Njiru but produced by Paul Kirobi. Elsewhere, former Agriculture Cabinet Secretary and TSP party leader Mwangi Kiunjuri has announced to lead a no campaign in the event that Parliament scraps off the provision of 70 constituencies in the BBI report. Kinjuri says that the ploy to scrap off the constituencies is aimed at denying Mount Kenya region their fair share of constituencies to the advantage of other regions.
Lazima kwanza tukae chini kama nyumba ili viongozi baribari kama ni kiongozi kama Munya, kiongozi kama Kidiki, kiongozi kama Martha Karua na viongozi wale wengine wote tukubaliane kwanza, hata kama ni Murathe na wengine tuketi chini. Kwanza tusugumuse yale ambaye anatuhusu kama nyumba. Na ambaye yale tukisugumusa hiyo ndio itakuwa ndio manyo yetu. Kwamba kila mahali tunaenda, kila mtu atafutie nyumba kulingana na yale tumesikilizana. Kama haya ataondolewa, the issue of one man, one vote, one sharing inaondolewa, I can assure you I will lead no campaign. Hiyo wakiondoa, I will be one of the person to lead no campaign. Lakini kama kuna one man, one vote, one sharing, tutanyamaza. Lakini tunaweza sukumwa tutokee. Kwa hivyo hapa hakuna kupebelezana. Hata kama tutabaki peke yetu tukisema no, as long as the interests of Mount Kenya region are not taken care of, it will be a no vote.
Njuri Ncheke's national office has called for communities in Isiolo County to make use of elders for alternative dispute resolution purposes, especially in land disputes. Speaking during the election of the new Njuri Ncheke leaders in Isiolo, the elders said that the group has powers to help where residents want to settle matters outside the court, as they are recognized by the law through alternative dispute resolution.
Tunakuja hapa kuchagua chairman rasmi wa Njuri Ncheke katika Isiolo, na sio chairman tu wa Meru peke yake. Hata akiwa ni kabila nyingine imedanganywa samba, imefanywa mengine, akienda hata yale maslahi ya kila mtu hapa Isiolo. Njuri Ncheke iwezi ingilia kitu ishindwe. Unaweza kwenda kotini unakana, lakini ukienda kwa wazee huwezi kana wazee, sababu wazee kuna mahali watakupeleka mpaka utoe wewe mwenyewe. Kwa hivyo wazee wako na nguvu ya Kenya.
Sisi wa Meru tunamiliki Isiolo na rasilimali mingi sana, na hii rasilimali lazima iangaliwe. Maslahi ya wazee wa Meru, vijana wa Meru waiangaliwe na wazee wa Njuri Ncheke. Hiyo ndio sababu